Okay, the last two brachas are Birchas Hashachar. That's what we're holding. The last two brachas. Number one, Hanosein Layoyev Koyach, a very important bracha, who gives strength to the tired, to the weary. So the Torah brings down that Hanosein Layoyev Koyach actually does not appear in the Gemara. Right, we mentioned, if you remember, that many of the brachas, in fact, most of the brachas that you mentioned, Birchas Hashachar, are actually written very clearly in the Gemara. This one does not. This was added by the Gaonim specifically, when they found that people were becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. And therefore there's a medrash that says that when you give something to someone to keep, that item that he is watching often comes back torn or worn out or, faded, whatever it is. And the Rabbeinu Shalom does exactly the opposite. The Rabbeinu Shalom takes our neshama at night, and instead of it coming back worn and torn and worn out, rather it comes out tremendously with more koyach. It comes out refreshed and ready to start the new day with new challenges that come together with that as well, which is important. Now, Lemaisa, what's interesting to know is that it seems to be that this bracha is in the wrong place. It seems like it's out of order, right? Number one, it does not mention Yisrael. The last two brachas, that we said yesterday, do mention Yisrael. This one does not, number one. And number two, very interestingly enough, this should have been the first one. We are awake. We're mentioning at the end of all of the things, after we stand up, after we put on our shoes, after we put on a hat, after we put on a belt, after we've realized all the other wonderful gifts, we're already wide awake now. Now we're saying, it seems to be that this bracha should really have been at the beginning of Birchas Hashachar and not basically at the end of the list. So the Mefarshim explain Pshat that Yoyev can mean, like the Targum and the Radak explain, it refers to Klal Yisrael who are worn out and exhausted from being in the Golus, that they have had to be here for so long. And that's the reason why this bracha was here now, because the idea is that they understood that the coming of Mashiach would take time, it would be prolonged, it would be drawn out, and Klal Yisrael would be quote-unquote tired from waiting through that process, and that's why it's specifically placed together with the other ones that refer to Yisrael, because it's talking about Klal Yisrael who are tired from being in this galus over here, and therefore that's the realization that we're saying when we make this bracha. But it's almost like a mini Tchias HaMesim. That's what we're saying. We are being revitalized. We're having a mini Tchias HaMesim, that we're here now, and we have a new day and a new koiches. Let's move to the last bracha, and that is the bracha of Hamav Sheino Me'ena Usnuma Me'afapon. Now there's the Yiratzon afterwards, we'll discuss that tomorrow, which obviously has to be said together, which is not negay right now, but now we're just discussing, we're just got Hamav Sheino, one who removes the sleep Me'enai from my eyes, Usnuma Me'afapon, from the slumber from my eyelids, right? So that is the basic idea of this bracha. Now there's a couple of things that I want to mention in this bracha, and that is the Beis Yosef brings over here a kolboy, and he explains that this bracha is thanking the Rabbeinu Shalom that through sleep we have the ability to re-energize and recover from our weariness, and sleep allows also the body to process the food that we have eaten over the day. The Shibbolei Aleket points out that this bracha and the bracha of Elekai Neshama, if you remember we did that not long ago, is repetitive. We almost have, explains the Shibbolei Aleket, two brachas that explain that we have sleep. Sleep re-energizes ourselves for the new day. Elekai Neshama, and this bracha is thanking the Rabbeinu Shalom for returning our souls into our body. Why do we need two brachas? Explains the Shibbolei Aleket that the two brachas have two different purposes. In Elekai Neshama, we are thanking the Rabbeinu Shalom for the kindness that we experience while we sleep. And that is, we spoke about it, that Neshama goes up to Shemayim, we spoke about it by Elekai Neshama. In this bracha, we're giving a pure appreciation for the ability, for the schus, for the merit, for the bracha, for the gratitude to be able to wake up. And we thank the Rabbeinu Shalom that just a few moments ago we were fast asleep, we couldn't budge, and now we're able to wake up and go about our daily schedule in a normal way. You know what?
Someone who stays up all night shouldn't say this?
He should be with us? A lot of times you should not say it. You get someone else to say it for you.
Yeah, why?
Because you can't say it because you didn't have the sleep.
Yeah, but why should you get someone else to say it for you?
Because it'd be might to you. It might to you because it could be also the night as well. The fact that you're able to wake up. Now, sometimes after many hours of sleep, we don't feel refreshed. And the Rebbeinu Shalom gives us the gift of air. You get a good fresh, take a breath of fresh air, or you take some cold water and you pour it on. Which again, we are thankful and we're saying and experiencing and very much saying over the gratitude that we have to the Rebbeinu Shalom for the ability to be able to wake up. The gift of sleep is also, by the way, an amazing thing that we're able to forget many things that happen during the day. Sometimes something will happen during the day. It will be a terrible experience. It won't be geschmack. It won't be enjoyable. We go to sleep. The next morning, we basically forgot about it. And it doesn't anger us as much. It doesn't bother us as much. Well, that's an amazing thing. That is a healing in itself that we are thanking the Rebbeinu Shalom with this bracha, which is very, very interesting. And just to finish off as well, because tomorrow we're going to go through the Yerotzen, the Torah brings down that by Birchas Hashachar, we're here, and we've just basically finished all the brachas of Birchas Hashachar. It was specifically, was Masakin, was established to thank the Rebbeinu Shalom for Siddur ha'olam v'hanagosai, that the Seder of the world and the action that the Rebbeinu Shalom keeps the world going. The Bach explains that we thank Hashem for creating the world to function and operate in a natural way and not to stop at any time. And the fact that the world continues to function effectively day after day, and we can rely on this every single day in a predictable and precise fashion, that is a reason to thank Hashem. And specifically Birchas Hashachar shows us the detail that we have to give of gratitude to the Rebbeinu Shalom for every small detail that He gives us in our own private life. Tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem, we're going to go through the Yerotzen that we say at the end of Birchas Hashachar.